This recording is the catch-up presentation of the All-School Safety Lecture for 2025, which is intended to refresh your awareness of our approach to safety, update you on recent developments, and remind you of what to do after watching this presentation. We work hard to help ensure the school has an effective approach to safety and is compliant with regulations including the control of substances hazardous to health, the management of health and safety at work, and other specific regulations that are relevant to the activities of the school. The university is required to provide a safe workplace, supported by activities including training and information, to help maintain a high standard of safety. This includes reporting any faults with safety systems and any accidents, incidents, or near misses. The 4 core values of our safety culture are: safety is everyone's responsibility. Good science is safe science. We want everyone to develop and maintain good safety knowledge and skills, not least to help equip our students and researchers for their careers ahead. Lastly, continuous improvement is key to reducing risk across the school. Our safety culture continues to be centered around people, procedures, risk assessment, and records, and is supported by a number of resources and activities including the school's safety handbook, training, lab safety audits, and the safety committee. To help further convey our approach to safety across the school, a safety strategy has been documented. Published in September 2025, the safety strategy document for the School of Chemistry is intended to convey everything about our approach in a concise yet comprehensive overview. The goal of the strategy is to ensure the consistency, understanding, and adoption of safety approaches, equipping our undergraduates, postgraduates, and staff to maintain a high standard of safety awareness and skills, and thereby reduce accidents, incidents, and near misses, in particular those that have a lack of awareness, understanding, or inconsistent approaches, as a root cause. The UK Health and Safety Executive encourages an approach to managing workplace safety that is based on a plan, do, check, act cycle. Our safety strategy incorporates this cycle to show the integration and linkage between safety activities undertaken in the school. Each year, a health and safety plan is created which details all our safety activities, outlines who is responsible and the time frame for completion. These activities are undertaken and monitored through ad hoc checks and the annual lab safety audit program, and overseen through reports to the school's safety committee and senior management. The documented safety strategy provides easy-to-read information about the plan, our activities and systems, checks undertaken and oversight. The document is available through the link in the safety handbook and is on the school's website. The school's safety committee meets 3 times a year and has representation from across the school. You can find the minutes of the last meeting on the school's safety notice boards and on Chemistry Hub. Now for some practical matters. If you discover or cause a fire, pressing a red call point will trigger an evacuation, but not automatically call out the fire service. The fire service will only attend when a 999 call is made to confirm the fire. You can make this call. Informing university security that you have done so will save time and help avoid putting anyone who is investigating the alarm activation at risk. If you hear the fire alarm, you should make your work safe, evacuate by the nearest emergency exit, and avoid any areas with a signed red flashing beacon. Only tackle a fire if it is minor, you know how to use an extinguisher, you're not putting yourself at serious risk, and if your exit will not be impeded. Our school's weekly fire test takes place on a Wednesday around 2 p.m. and lasts for 20 seconds. There is no need to evacuate during a weekly test, but you must evacuate at all other times or if the alarm continues to sound. All fire escape routes are marked with green and white signs. Make sure you know where the nearest exits are to your work areas. Some doors are secured out of hours, but if the fire alarm sounds, these doors will unlock. If they don't, press the green box next to the door or use the push bars. When evacuating from the school, you should gather at the front of the Joseph Black building near to the Brewster statue. In the event of an emergency, the school has a fire team to help ensure an orderly and complete evacuation of the building. Fire stewards check designated areas of the building whilst making their own way out, and then report to a fire steward coordinator on whether their areas are clear, if anyone is using a safe wait area, and if they have information on the cause of the alarm activation. Fire stewards are there for your safety and their instructions should be followed. Unfortunately, accidents can happen in the workplace, and so before starting work, make sure you know where the nearest first aid help will come from. This information should be posted on the inside of your lab door. Labs are fitted with safety showers and eye wash stations. It is important that any chemical contamination is dealt with as quickly as possible. If you do have an accident, you should contact a first aider and the health and safety manager. After this, the accident should be reported on the university reporting system. Awareness training on chemical spill response and lab first aid is provided periodically in the school. As a reminder, normal working hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30. All other times are classed as out of hours. Lone working in labs is strictly prohibited out of hours, unless a lone working risk assessment has been authorized by the health and safety manager and head of school. Accidents can happen at any time and help must be available, so it's important to plan experimental work and avoid carrying out any high-hazard work alone, no matter the time of day. If in the building out of hours, please ensure you sign in, preferably using the Power App QR code. And don't forget to sign out. Don't let anyone tailgate you into the building. Avoid using the lifts, and in the event of a fire alarm you should evacuate the building and await security or a member of the school's emergency evacuation team, who will come to the main doors of the Joseph Black building. A crucial part of planning experimental work is considering the hazards, potential exposure routes, and how best to mitigate the risks that exist. We do this for chemicals using the school's COSH assessment form, which needs to be suitable and sufficient. Your COSH assessment could be highly specific to a unique experiment, or applicable to a sequence or group of related experiments using a common procedure, as long as all hazards and risks are considered. Make sure you check the safety data sheet for incompatibilities and reactivities, and plan your experiment to avoid the risk of harm. Think about what could go wrong and take steps to avoid this happening. Your COSH assessment must be dated, reviewed and approved, then printed and displayed at the active experiment. Remember to remove COSH forms when no longer in use. By keeping your COSH forms on your group's COSH portal, we are meeting the legal requirements for storing records. Every lab-based research group has its own COSH portal. This system has been designed to provide groups with an easy means to submit, review, and approve or reject risk assessments, as well as the place for risk assessments to be stored and made easily accessible when needed. It's important that we maintain a high standard of COSH assessments and ensure a good understanding of safety considerations. This is especially important when embarking on a new experimental theme or approach, scaling up, and when new people join the group. Making time for COSH helps raise awareness about hazards in new work and refreshes everyone on the group-specific approaches to managing safety in the lab. Building on the beneficial improvements made to the school's COSH form, a redesign of the lab risk assessment form has been undertaken and trialed. Once approved by the school's safety committee, the new form and guidance will be made available for use with lab activities where physical rather than chemical hazards are the main considerations. You'll hear more about this soon. As many of you will know, we achieved the Silver Award in Lab Sustainability for the whole school earlier in 2025. Maintaining a commitment to practices in the 9 specific areas shown here is key to ensuring we continue to meet our sustainability goals. Some areas require your engagement and commitment, and we're working to help improve those shown on the slide in amber and red, with simpler or more effective approaches. An example of a recent improvement is the hazardous waste label, which now lets you more easily indicate the type of waste and hazards, to help avoid incidents from mixing incompatible waste. You can find out more about the Lab Sustainability Award criteria on Chemistry Hub or by speaking with a member of the school's sustainability team. Each year, we show the number of accidents, incidents, and near misses reported, to help identify any aspects where action is needed to reduce the risk of harm occurring. You can see in the chart and table on screen the number and type of reports made over the last academic year and in previous years. Of particular note was a spate of needle stick injuries in the second-year lab. In response to this, we introduced an enhanced approach for needle safety, where lab demonstrators would first show their students how to safely handle a blunt training needle to get used to the practice, and then work with sharp needles once confident. This helped us spot poor technique and fix it. The chemistry safety course on Learn has the Safe Working with Needles video that should be watched as a reminder. The next few slides serve as further important reminders. For those soon to be finishing their time in the lab, please remember to complete the levers checklist, to help ensure work areas are left ready for new users and that your supervisor knows where things for safekeeping have been left. It's important we avoid legacy waste issues from abandoned reagents. There are a number of people and sources in the school for health and safety information. The safety handbook and your supervisor should be your first points of contact. The health and safety manager can provide information, advice, and specialist support to help you address any new hazards and risks. It is important that everyone feels comfortable about the work they're doing. If you're worried about any behaviors or approaches impacting on safety anywhere in the school, then please speak up. Don't be anxious about an issue. Talk about it with your peers, your line manager, or the health and safety manager. If you are worried, you might make an error that has consequences for your safety or that of others. Having a healthy work-life balance is important for everyone, but not always easy to maintain. There is well-being information available from the university for staff and students. Talking with colleagues you trust or those here to support well-being, for example, can help you identify and manage early signs of stress. It's important to seek support. Finally, I would like to ask you to contribute to maintaining a high standard in COSH assessments where applicable in your role. Identify any new or refresher training you need to do, and look at the latest update of the School Safety Handbook and submit an online confirmation. Thank you for your attention whilst watching this catch-up presentation of the annual All School Safety Lecture. If you have any questions, please get in touch.